Hey everyone, it's your buddy, it's your pal, Karnak, Star Wars Armada Explained. I've got another video. We're going to be looking at the Rebel title for the Starhawk, the Concord. The Concord title equips only, as we're going to see here, to the Mark 1 variant of the Starhawk. So Starhawk comes in two variants. We've got the Mark 1 and the Mark 2. This title specifically only equips to the Mark 1 variant. So keep that in mind when doing your list building. Let's read through the rest of the card here. So Concord, you'll see a little dot or bullet point in front of its name. Signifies is unique. You can only have one Concord in your fleet. I love the art on this card. The Starhawks, bearing down on the SSD. Again, how do you know it equips the Starhawk? Bottom left-hand corner of the card, you'll see the icon there. It is faction specific for the Rebel Alliance only, which you can see next to its point cost, which is 12 points. So the Starhawk is already spendy, beefy boy, and this is ties the most expensive title with Dominator, which is for the victory. So expensive for what it does, but the kind of what it can do is very interesting. So this title, Mark 1 only, after you deploy, gain 1 salvo defense token. Okay, got my attention. I always like salvo defense tokens, especially more of them. While defending, if your speed is 0, during your spend defense token step, you can spend 1 defense token. Whoa! For the first time ever, we can spend some defense tokens at speed 0, or at least 1, I should clarify. You can spend 1 defense token at speed 0, which is different than usually you can't spend any defense tokens on defense. You can always, of course, spend defense tokens if you're attacking. Alright, so how does this title work? So we're going to say this Starhawk here, he's going 1 heckin' speed 1, and he's like, you know what? Maybe that's a Kuat. I don't want to get in close range of it. It's going to be bad news if I do that. So I'm going to slow from speed 1 and go to speed 0. Boom. Done that. And then the Star Destroyer is like, well, hey, you're speed 0. I still want to shoot you. Let's say, again, it's the Kuat version. It throws the 3 red and the 2 blue. We're going to go ahead and say that red die rolled into an accuracy. And he's going to be like, ha, I'm going to lock a defense token. And, he's like, well, it's not going to make any sense for me to try to lock salvos because the Starhawk is going to have double salvos. So you know what? I'm going to lock your brace defense token. And you say, all right, no big deal. I take that damage, but you know what? I'm still going to salvo. And so you spend that salvo defense token. Then after you're done attacking, you can salvo back. In this case, with the Mark 1, it's 2 red die. So just to follow through here, double accuracy, you don't do any damage. But, if you have other card effects, maybe potentially you can modify that die. And that's essentially Concord, is you could still spend a defense token to resolve that defense token's effect. To go through the rest of the card is when do you gain that salvo defense token? It's when that ship deploys. So when you're doing deployment or somehow through any other method, if the ship was to deploy on the table after the game has started, as soon as you're done putting that ship on the table, you set its speed and you say, okay, I'm done. That's when you gain the salvo defense token. This is so that, you're able to gain that token, if there's potentially some other ability or effect where, again, the Starhawk is placed on the table later, you're still gaining the benefit of the title. You're not screwed out of the timing like some other titles are from earlier waves. So again, it's as soon as you're done putting the ship down and you're saying, okay, I'm done, the after deploy is when you get your self-defense token. Don't wait until the after deploying fleets phase because you've missed your timing window, and if your opponent wants to be that guy, he can be like, we're in the after deployment, we're not in after you deploy, you can't get your token anymore. But again, fly casual, it's a casual game, especially for timing for something like that. If you want to be that person to nitpick about specifics like that, go for it. Otherwise, it's such a minute thing. Now, obviously, if you're like halfway through round 1, that's a different story. But for the most part, let your opponent have their defense tokens. What are some things about the timing of this card about while you're at speed 0? So if you're at speed 0, a lot of people, of course, are trying to combo this with the Magi array that tractors, and you can slow ships to match your speed. Seems like there's definitely some benefit for that. But remember that things like, for example, if you have the face-up damage card county or faulty countermeasures, you cannot spend exhausted defense tokens. So if you do have any exhausted defense tokens, you still can't spend them if you have this damage card on your ship. That still is in effect, because all this allows you to do is, sure, you can spend one defense token, but if you still have this upgrade card, that's still preventing you from spending exhausted defense tokens. And again, your opponent can still accuracy and lock down your defense tokens if he wants to. It's just that obviously anything that he doesn't accuracy, you can choose and spend anything that spend one defense token that's not accuracy. Some people, I saw some of you like, oh yeah, I use a gate, the commander with it, and it's great. I'm like, it's for 2 tokens. I'm like, no, that's not how that works. Because again, specifically, a gate, the commander says on the card, you cannot resolve that effect at speed 0. Again, if your speed is not 0. So some people were trying to say, oh, if I combine Concord with Agate, somehow Concord allows me to use Agate at speed 0 if my brace was accuracy, then I can just discard my brace. That is not what this card allows you to do. Again, Concord specifically says you can spend a defense token for its effect. Agate is completely different in the fact that you must discard a defense token. These are 2 separate things. They are not the same thing. You still are resolving a defense token, but how they go about it are still separate tracks to accomplish the same goal. Because again, Commander Agate is you have to discard a token, which you can't do at speed 0. Concord is you can spend a defense token at speed 0. Again, separate things, can't combine them. If you still need more clarification on that, leave a comment, let me know. Let's see here. Did I miss anything else about Concord? Doesn't seem like it. I think I covered everything that is unique about it. So that's Concord in a nutshell. It's expensive title, but man, I've used it once or twice just for the extra salvo. Is always nice. I one time even had Agate on there, and I got triple salvos. Why is that even good? No, but I just wanted to do it for the lulz, and it was crazy to have that many salvo tokens just powering back at everything. But that's Concord. Of course, if you feel like I got something wrong, if I missed anything, please be sure to point it out. Let me know. You guys are fantastic. And we're getting close to, I'm down to just a dozen videos or less. And then we're going to be wrapped up with all the cards. So Clone Wars is going to be amazing. I probably will do like a review of what's been released. But yep, I'll catch you guys next time.